We've had a number of guests on this program already. And by the way, many conversations I've had, not just on Wall Street, but within the medical community as well, talking about this notion that we should be focusing more on hospitalizations and severe case counts rather than cases. What's the case there for why we are still looking so closely at cases?
Dom, thanks for having me on this morning. The cases are a predetermining statistic or a measure that we look at to see what we anticipate we'll see then in hospitalizations and death. Even though there are reports that the Omicron variant might cause milder disease than the Delta variant, we know clearly that the Omicron variant is much more contagious, is going to infect many more people, magnitudes more people, much faster than we've seen with any other virus. More people infected will lead to more hospitalizations and will lead to more deaths. There's still a wide swath of America and the rest of the world who have not been vaccinated at all, with little or no protection at all, and those are going to be the hardest hit with Omicron.
So if we're looking at a graphic right now, Doctor, of the COVID-19 hospitalizations, they are ticking higher, as you might suspect, as case counts go higher, but they're nowhere near the peaks that we've seen in prior waves, especially with Delta, especially with previous ones that going back to the kind of early part of 2021. Is there a reason why, in this particular case, we are perhaps not going to be as concerned about some of those symptoms as you point out, or is it too early for us to really make any kind of those assertions about whether or not this virus really is going to be as severe an issue?
Dom, it's much too early. We need to not be overly confident in how Omicron is going to rip through the human population. And it's also important to remember that there's a lot of Delta variant. And Delta variant we know is a killer, and we know if you're unvaccinated, it can kill you. We know Omicron is still the same virus by different names, some mutations. It's still a killer. Both of these will circulate over the next 6 to 8 weeks. In addition, influenza is circulating in the United States and the Northern Hemisphere. You have a triple whammy on the human population right now over the next few months. It is going to cause hospitals to fill up. It is going to cause a lot more deaths we're used to seeing.
We just showed a graphic showing the number of folks out there in America who have been vaccinated, either with one dose or fully. It is right now in the millions, and about 73% of folks have already gotten one dose of the vaccine. 61% are fully vaccinated. What kind of vaccination numbers do we need to get to in order for this to be something we can put in the rearview mirror?
Globally, we need to have at least 70% or 70 to 90% of the people vaccinated. Where we have large pockets of unvaccinated people around the world is where there's a higher likelihood for these new variants to emerge and then spread around the world. So until we get those numbers up everywhere, we're going to always be at risk of a new variant emerging and swinging back through into a highly populated and a highly vaccinated region with a new variant that can evade immunity from the vaccines that we have today. We need to continue making improved vaccines that give us longer durability and better and broader protection. And it's also important to remember with Omicron that most of our therapeutics, our monoclonal antibodies, have been knocked out of play right now. We only have one monoclonal antibody to treat those people who are severely ill and hospitalized by GSK and Vir. The other companies are having to reformulate and make their monoclonal antibodies, and it will be a few months before they have them. We have to also make sure that we have this new drug from Pfizer, getting it authorized as soon as possible so we can have more people with greater treatment options sooner. That is how we're going to get ahead of Omicron. And most importantly, Dom, our first line of defense is a high-quality N95 mask. Everyone should wear a high-quality N95 mask every time they step out of their home during this holiday season.